Okay, guys, Panzer J back here in Operation GoldenEye, Turn 2, January 37, 2.4 and 2.5, the UK Commonwealth and France. So before I get into the UK turn, just a couple of things I wanted to go over from turn number 1 that I messed up, which I figured I was going to be making mistakes here and there. I'm being fairly new at playing the UK in this game. So for the first one was over here. I had lend-leased a unit to Abyssinia. I tried to lend-lease a mountain infantry, but it came through a minor port. So the maximum I could have done was a 3 IPP unit, and the mountain infantry is 4. So I swapped out that mountain infantry for a regular infantry. Didn't end up mattering at all. Abyssinia fell. And then the other thing over here was I had put down the 2 naval units I had from the place units box, the sub and the destroyer. I tried to place both of them down here in 24, but I could only place 1 there. So I put the sub down there, and then I put the destroyer up here in 10. So those 2 little hiccups didn't really affect anything, but I still prefer not to have made them. So on to the UK, and we've got 2 tech rolls. We have our 2 major factories, one in Ottawa and one in London. So we're going to go for the same 2 techs that we tried last turn, which was wartime economy and improved construction. So let's go ahead and first wartime economy 7 or higher, and we got a 4, so we missed that. And then improved construction 7 or higher, and we got a 12, so we hit that. So 1 out of 2, and so far 3 out of 4, so not bad. So we'll move the UK up, improve construction. So now on to the UK purchases. So I finished the turn with 16, and then Madman Dan sent $2 to the UK because of something the French are going to do for him. So that gives me 18 total. So we're going to spend 17 of it. We are going to upgrade the medium factory in Northern England to a major for 6. We're going to buy 2 Marines for 8. That's 14. And an airborne for 3. That's 17. So the UK will save $1. As far as the Far East Command, they had $8 to spend. They're going to spend 4 on an anti-aircraft gun and 2 on a militia and have 2 left over. And then Anzac had 6 to spend, and they're going to save all 6. So nothing from Anzac. So again, clearly no combat moves. So on to non-combat for the British. So let's see. We're going to have... And one other thing, I think I misspoke last turn. I think I had said that a militia had come out from London over to the British Midlands. Actually, it was a regular infantry. But now he's just going to go back to London anyways. So that infantry goes back. The militia in the British Midlands goes down 1 to London. This medium bomber up in Northern England is going to go down 1, 2 to London. This submarine over here in C Zone 24 is going to come down 1, 2, 3, down to 79. The destroyer in 10 is going to come down 1 to 24. The destroyer over here in 33 is going to come up 1 to 10. The battleship in 33 is going to come down 1, 2 to 79. And the 3 ships here in 48, 2 heavy cruisers and a light cruiser, are going to come down to 79 as well. And I believe that is it for non-combat for the British. Oh, one more. This light carrier with the tactical on it is going to come up from 79. We're at a major port there. So it's going to come up 1, 2, 3 up into 24. And I'll recap what the ships. But that now puts all the UK ships in 2 sea zones, 24 and 79. And that, I believe, is it for the UK. On to the Far East Command. So we are going to have this infantry and Southern India come down 1 to Calcutta. We are going to have the naval transport here in, I think this is 122. Yeah, 122 is going to come up 1 to Sea Zone 87. The destroyer and coastal sub from 122 are going to come over 1 to 86. And I believe that is it for the Far East Command. As far as Anzac, we've got these 3 ships here, and we're again at a major port, so they're going to go 1, 2, 3, up to 86. And that should be it for Anzac and the Far East Command. So on to unit placement. So we are going to replace our medium factory in northern England with a major, and that's our 3rd major factory now for the British. And then all the other units are going to go in London. So we're placing an airborne and 2 Marines in London. I've got them off on the card here. So, and now for a recap of UK units. So in London, I have a strategic bomber, a medium bomber, 2 militia, 1 infantry, 1 airborne, and 2 Marines are in London. And then in Sea Zone 24, we have a total of 6 destroyers, 2 transports, a light carrier with a tactical, 2 torpedo boat destroyers, and a coastal defense ship. And down in 79, we have 2 battleships, 1 battle cruiser, 4 heavy cruisers, 2 light cruisers, and 2 submarines. And that should be it for the UK. Over to unit placement for the Far East Command, we have a militia and an anti-aircraft gun. So the anti-aircraft gun we're going to place in Calcutta, and the militia is going to go down in British Malaya. So for a little bit of unit recap over here, British Malaya now has the fortification, the coastal defense gun, 2 infantry, and 3 militia. And then in Sea Zone 89, I believe they've got a cruiser. I can't remember if that's a light or heavy offhand. 2 transports, a destroyer, a battleship, and a light carrier with a fighter. And then in Sea Zone 86, we've got an Anzac, destroyer, cruiser, and transport, and a Far East Command coastal sub and a destroyer. So that should be it for the Commonwealth. As far as collect income, the UK is up to $13 because of another German annexation, and they saved $1, so that will give the UK $14 to spend next turn. The Far East Command saved 2, and they're at 5, so that gives them 7 next turn. And then Anzac saved 6, and they get 3 more, so that gives them 9 next turn. Okay, so 14 for the British, 7 for the Far East Command, and 9 for Anzac. On to France. So we have 1 tech roll, so we're going to go for long-range aircraft. So we need a 7 or higher, and that's a 6, I believe. Yeah, 6, so we failed there. So no tech breakthrough for the French. They have $10, and they're going to spend 2 of it to upgrade the militia in Madrid for Madman Dan to an infantry, and I already swapped those out on the board. So I now have Madrid with 4 infantry and 1 fighter. So that leaves the French $8, and they're going to go ahead and save that $8. No combat this turn for the French, so it's just going to be non-combat. So I was talking it over with the guys. I'm trying to think of something different with the French instead of just the usual sit there and die. And I was kind of getting things in my mind confused with the rules in Global 39 and 36. So in 39, for instance, the French start out with a lot more French Foreign Legion units here in Northern Africa. And when Paris falls and you do the Vichy rolls, if one of these territories goes Vichy and it has French Foreign Legion units in it, they are able to move to the next territory over without turning Vichy. And then that territory is rolled for. If it goes Vichy, the French Foreign Legion can continue to move until they're out of French territory to move to. And then if on the last territory that they've migrated to, if it goes Vichy, then they're eliminated. But at least gives you a decent chance to hold on the French Foreign Legion. But in this game, if any units are in Africa when Paris falls and then you do the Vichy rolls and that territory goes Vichy, well, all those units become Vichy. So how that was affecting my thinking was like, well, what if I start bringing some units down to Africa from France itself, and then that way I have a decent chance of having some French units that would be free French once Paris does fall. But again, if that territory goes Vichy, I'm giving Vichy all those units. So that makes no sense to do that. So then I thought, okay, well, what about if I invade a minor? Like, what about down here in Liberia? It's a single territory with one militia. So obviously I could take that. I could bring down my fighter, my medium bomber. I got 2 naval transports that could bring down some units. And then that way, because that's one thing when Paris does fall, is Free French keeps, the French keep as Free French any territories they've taken. So then that way I could load up a bunch of French units here in Liberia and have a little bit of a army built up to once Free French is created. But again, talking to the guys, I mean, the French pay a 10 IPP penalty initially. The U.S. Goes down 8. And then the problem is not only is that 18 right off the bat, which I mean, the French units I'd save is worth quite a bit more than the 18. So that part of it's good. But then it's a cumulative effect for the U.S. They're without that 8 IPP turn after turn after turn after turn. So if it takes them, say, 10 turns to get into the game, there's 80, 60, 80 IPPs, that it's cost them. So I suppose that the attacking of a minor for the French is out. So now that leaves just the third option, which is to stay in France and just die an inglorious death because there's no way the French are going to stop Germany. So that shot any alternative plans I had for the French down. So on to non-combat for the French. They're clearly not going to go to war. So we've got these 4 naval units here in 79, a couple battleships and a couple destroyers. They're going to come over 1, 2 to C-Zone 81. So they're over there in C-Zone 81. Then our naval transport down here in 85 is going to go 1, 2, up to 82 with our infantry. We are going to send our submarine that's in 49 off of southern France. That can go 4. It's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and join those 3 French subs. So I've now got 4 French subs in 83. Then also in 49, we've got a cruiser, a destroyer, and a torpedo boat destroyer. So they're at a major port. So they're going to come 1, 2, 3 over to 53. And then finally, the naval transport here is going to go 1, pick up the French Foreign Legion, go 2, and drop him off in southern France. So that's it for naval movements. And to some ground units. So we are going to move. The fighter is going to go down 1 to southern France. The militia in southern France is going to move up to Paris. And I believe that is it for the French this turn. I don't think we're going to move anything else around. Oh, that should be it. So that is now the end of the French turn. They are at $8 because, again, an additional German annexation, and they saved 8, so that'll be $16 for the French to spend on turn number 3. I would be turning things over to the guys, but they've already jumped ahead of me and finished everything, so now it should be on to turn 3 and Global War 36 in Germany.